I'm not retaking this, guys. Hi. So we're right here with Nick Lanny here. Nick Lanny.
Hey, what's up?
How are you, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Fresh. You just came straight from your Hollywood show. No, I'm just kidding. Nah. You're fresh off doing a big show, man. How was it? How'd you enjoy that?
It was cool. For those that are listening, at the Comedy Store, they have the show called Roast Battle. Comics roast each other. Two comics go at it. They got 3 to 4 jokes. And then, but before the actual roast battle starts, they have a stand-up portion. They call it a pre-show. So I did the stand-up. I did a set of the stand-up portion.
If I were you, I would have just said I headlined the fucking. I brought up Dave Chappelle.
You told me not to lie on the podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
And this man's a Christian, man. This man tells no lies, except that he doesn't want to tell you guys that he headlined. You know what's so funny? I was watching obviously we all follow the Comedy Store on Instagram, and if you don't, what the fuck are you? Like, what are you doing? You trying to do comedy, man? You gotta see what's going on. Anyway, on the story, I saw Dave Chappelle came up, and I didn't know what day exactly your show was, but he did a surprise show at the Belly Room. I was like, fuck.
That would have been, I think it was Saturday, Sunday. I heard someone say, we're in the street. He's dropping in and stuff. So it's always the shows. I'm like something I do like to hang out at the comic store. It's very fun. If you're a comic, whatever, it's just a fun place to hang out at because you see these legends, you see their pictures on the wall, and they've actually performed there. Because you see a lot of clubs where comics never perform there that they have on all the pictures up. Like newer clubs, they always got the. It's not an LA club unless they got the Three Stooges on the wall, and they got Abbott and Costello. They always got and they never ever would have performed there, but. Yeah, it's cool because they got people's name on the wall, and then I guess you get passed, you get your name on the wall, which is awesome. So
I wonder how that process is nowadays to get passed. I don't even I know it's a whole different system now, dude.
So I've heard various things like potluck. So potluck is it's on Mondays, but you sign up on Fridays between 12 to 1. You email them, and then on Monday you finally get picked between 12 and 1 as well. So you email them on Friday 12 to 1. On Monday, you got picked from 12 to 1, and then you show up. I think it starts at 7. I've done it once before. It's very cool. And then I guess if, people see you or whatever, I'm not really sure from there how good, but I've talked to various door guys because it starts from you start as like a door person, and then you work your way up to unpaid to paid regular. So door guy, unpaid regular, then paid regular. So to start the door guy process, I understand the potluck. There also used to be a show called Show Up, Go Up, and I heard that some comics have gotten from there. They kind of, if they do well, then they
got their own sitcom from there.
And then they get streamlined. And then I also heard that like if you have enough credits or representation, the booker will watch you or whatever.
So for all you listeners, all you aspiring stand-up comics, we're fucked. Pretty much. The whole process of emailing, I think I heard that where you have to like email nowadays. Yeah. And I'm like, God, dude, I have so much bullshit on my emails. Like, well, what does your typical email like look like, Lanny? Like,
you mean when I email
what do you subscribe to? Like, because we all sign up for things, and you look up at. I get emails from Boot Barn all the time.
Oh, I see.
And I just went there once to get my dad a birthday present, but I get emails like, oh shit. $300 boots.
I try to not subscribe too much. It's just except for Big Bad Toy Store. Shout out.
Shout out.
I buy some figures from there every now and then.
You trying to get some new House of Dragon toys and stuff?
They always I like lately Batman, Spider-Man. I like this toy brand called Mezco. They have like 6-inch tall figures of like little mini dolls.
I've seen those. Yeah,
they're crazy. Yeah. So I've gotten a few of them. So like they'll email email you, hey, there's a new pre-order item or whatever. Except they didn't tell me the one I was looking for, which is the Tim Burton Batman from the new Flash movie. I've been waiting for that to come out, and then finally I look at Big Bad Toy Store. It's been like I guess sold out for like 2 months ago.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah. So
Nicholas.
It's like 1/12 scale, right?
You should have been on that, bro.
I try to be on that.
If anyone, you know what? I really want to get the Batman suit, that Michael Keaton Batman suit. That looks sick, dude.
Oh yeah, it looks. I love I grew up with the '89 Batman, and I don't know the Flash movie would be good. Like I may not even watch the movie, but I love Michael Keaton as Batman. Yeah. That's why I grew up with that Batman. And I like even the Pattinson one. I like the Arkham series. Batman's amazing too, and the animated series. I love all the Batman. But that one, the '89 one, that was the start for me. So I always have a soft spot. And just the look and feel of it.
Oh yeah,
the first one. I didn't get in the Batman Returns so much, but
Wait, you didn't like the Christian Bale Batman?
He's
hot take.
This is where the nerd comes out. Okay, I like Batman Begins very much. The Dark Knight is a great, almost amazing crime drama film. It's not a good Batman film, in my opinion. Because Batman kind of takes the backseat to the Joker, and he's kind of, I don't know. I feel like, and this is where comes the comics. Batman's kind of dumb in the Nolan films compared to the comics. So they're like a genius intellect. And then in Batman Begins, when Lucius Fox, Morgan Freeman's character, says some kind of chemistry thing, and Bruce Wayne is like, speak English to me. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're supposed to be like genius intellect, whatever. It's cool.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you know what? The only trouble I had with those Dark Knight is the city did not feel like Gotham City at all.
Batman Begins kind of did that, but I feel like that's what I love with the Pattinson movie. It just felt like it's otherworldly. It felt real, but also like a place that doesn't exist. You know. So yeah, the Pattinson one did a lot of things very well.
Are you excited? How'd you like the Joker?
I thought the Joker was good. It was better. To be honest, it was better than I expected. I thought it was gonna be. I don't know. Like I love Joaquin Phoenix. You know, I do love him as an actor.
Who doesn't, man? Who doesn't?
You know, they did kind of have more nods to the Batman mythos than I thought they would. I thought they were gonna go completely like their own thing, which they kind of did. You know, but I thought it was good. You know, it's kind of a shame that like some of the best Batman properties right now are like kind of their own self-contained thing.
Yeah, that's.
Like I'd love to see Pattinson Batman or Robert Pattinson Batman and go up against Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Dude,
that'd be amazing. You know, like
I did not like they got that kid that's playing the Joker in the new Pattinson movies.
Yeah, I do like him.
I like him as an actor. Dude, nah, that's the Joker. But you know,
they do have the lead scene that's very good. I feel like the Joker.
Yeah.
And I guess in this Batman, he's year 2, so Joker's already been captured, which is really interesting. So I kind of like that they're telling other stories of Batman, not just like, let's repeat how he got Joker. Let's repeat this story. Let's repeat how he became Batman. Like, there's other stuff to tell. Like, Penguin was done very well. Riddler was done very well, I thought. You know, they kind of finally, like, Riddler had kind of the Zodiac Killer kind of vibe to him, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, real quick before we delve deeper into any more movies, just to it's like I said, it's a Wednesday night out here. We're actually in the Placita parking lot with the open mic called The Punchline, and it's hosted by Fabian. But Fabian ain't here.
Shout out to Fabian. Yeah.
Shout out to Fabian. But
this mic has a lot of history because I used to run it with Carlos Patino. Well, actually, it was Carlos Patino. Frankie, I ran it for a bit.
And so did you. You hosted it a few times. I've done it with you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so what happened was Carlos and Frankie were looking for a new spot. So they found this spot. They were running it. And then Placita kind of closed down for a bit. I'm not sure what happened. This is like 2021, I want to say.
Like, it was something in 2020.
Well,
might have been.
Well, it was already open during the pandemic. It was already open during the pandemic. So I'm not sure. They literally just shut down. Like the whole venue shut down while other places were still opening up. I think it was before 2021 because I know that's kind of when I started like helping out. But then when Placita came back, Frankie was kind of doing a lot of things in San Diego, and he wasn't sure he wanted to return.
Right.
So I said to the cars, "Hey, I'll help you out." You know. So we were running for a bit, and then he moved on to Retro Taco, and then
rest in peace, Retro Taco. Man, that was a cool spot.
Yeah, it was cool.
But from one of the previous hosts of the Placita, restaurant and bar, to Fabian, and now we have the guest host tonight. He is also here watching this madness unfold. Sir, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Alvaro. I am the guest host for this week.
How'd you like hosting, man?
Good. It was a little hectic just because I was keeping track of the light and putting music on, and my music sucks, and also just forgetting the names of people, but it was a good experience.
Yeah, man. And we're also here joined by Leo. One name. That's all he needs, man. How are you doing? Smoking a wood tip, black and mild. How are you, man?
What's up, man? Doing good, dude.
Yeah, I like how Leo actually checks out my episodes, unlike some of you motherfuckers. But some of my videos are at tens of views, man. Jeez.
I feel like Leo's like from the girl from 27 Dresses. You know, she always went to different weddings, and she was always a bridesmaid.
No.
And then she didn't get her own way. Now she's got, now Leo's on. He's listening to so many podcasts. It's like 27 podcasts.
He's listening. He brings up some of the bits I had, like, oh shit, but it was so funny. He rolled up here to the mic, and I was like, yeah, man, I've been checking out your podcast, the Septic Hour. I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. It's just it's pretty much shit, man. But hell yeah, guys. How do you think your set went, Leo?
Dude, not so good tonight, man. Not so good.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like my material wasn't hitting. I did a lot of Juan Gabriel material, and no one liked it.
You would think at the Placita, the fucking we had Mexicans up in there eating and shit. They're like, nah. Well, you shouldn't have said you were El Salvadorian, man. That was your.
I screwed up, dude. That's why I messed up, man.
Oh man, but
a little fun fact about this place, the Placita. It used to be called the Vibe. For people that used to, I guess, have bands here and stuff. So yeah, that's another little history thing of this.
Really,
place,
the vibe.
It used to be called the Vibe. Yeah.
It is a vibe.
Yeah.
The vibe is silence.
Yeah. Right.
It's very white noise, static even. Hey, the Static Hour guys, you guys are listening to the Static Hour. No, but we're all just right now. Like I said, we're in my truck bed right here. So let's. Just to make this place feel a little bit more Mexican, you know what I'm saying, guys? and Alvarado, what are you a Mexican? I heard you speaking earlier to the servers. It sounded almost like a Bad Bunny-ish.
I am part Mexican, but my Spanish is Spain Spanish.
Oh, Español.
Español. Sí, señor.
Mm-hmm. Well, that part Mexican.
But one thing about your material, Leo, just so you know, there weren't that many Mexicans here tonight. It was actually like a pretty white and American crowd.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah, that's true, huh?
Well, we were all just happy James rolled in, literally rolled in.
Shout out to James Oblonsky, finally recovering from his car accident.
Yeah, shout out to James. Oh, this will be a fun little thing. Let's talk about James Jablonski like a quick 2 minutes. We'll make the whole episode.
Dude, my favorite James Jablonski memories, it was at Ziggy's in Fontana, and they have $5 pitchers, right? And I saw James Jablonski, he got the $5 pitcher, and he drank it like a big cup. And I was like, damn, James is so cool.
Oh, dude, the first time I met him was like, literally the first time I ever rolled up to Riverside. I see him smoking a cigarette, and he was there with, well, I'm not gonna mention that. He was there with some ugly ass fucking person. Girl. And he's in a loving relationship right now, but this was years ago. People have been coming out here for years, but yeah, no, he was super cool. My girlfriend loves him. She always, like, every time, like, you know how it is, you go out to Riverside, you go out to the mics, and you know how everyone's bombing, she's like, are you really gonna drag me out to this thing again? Mm-hmm. But one of the people that really made her, like, she enjoyed talking to was James, and I was like, dude, there you go. You're part of the glue that kind of makes it easier for her to come out here. And Nick, when was the first time you met James? What was your first funny story, whatever?
I saw his first set literally at the Worthingtons, ran by the Bike System. Shout out to them. They were running it. Yeah, I saw his first set there. It's very different than what he's doing now, so it's kind of cool. He's evolved. Yeah, I mean, it's different.
What changed? Sorry, what changed?
I think because he had more like I think he was trying to do more conventional kind of style, but now he kind of has, I think, more one where he interacts more with the crowd and stuff, which is awesome. He's one of the few comics who took my advice to go to mixed mics. Like, I think so. I always tell comics, go to mixed mics. You get other people than just comics, and you get good feedback. So
you mixed mics, right? So I did one at the Royal Falconer, and that's a tough room. It was a tough room because right before I went up on stage, this girl comes up with her acoustic guitar and this like little drummer. He had like, just a kick snare and a little hi-hat. And this motherfucking guy who's so like what is it? Those guys, Music Theory, a manifesto. Just a motherfucker
hipster.
Yes. This motherfucker brought out like a bassoon or some fucking like big old flute or whatever. So as he's knowing what key her song is. So they had a full ass like folk band, a lot like the music you were playing today, sir, Alvarado. As we were coming up, a bunch of folk songs, but it sounded beautiful. And then I have to follow that shit, and it was pretty rough. Like, God, we want to hear more of that.
I think with mixed mics, there's something about them that you have to. It's only you, and you have to like. I love. So I did a lot of mixed mics when I first started. I didn't go to mics with other comics for a while, and it was good because you don't really compare yourself to anyone else. You just think about your set, and you're like, okay, this joke did well, this one did not. What I got to work on, because it's just you and the audience. The audience, there's no one like quote to warm up the crowd. And I mean, there's a lot of mixed mics that are supportive, some aren't. I think it's very raw. You're just out there with your jokes, because like some comics are like, okay, we get it. He's doing his thing or whatever. So with sometimes it does feel like with comic mics that comics maybe kind of like they have a kind of understanding of what you're doing, but mixed mics don't.
Yeah,
so
see. That's a guaranteed almost real audience because a lot of people go there for the for the. Have you ever done one?
Yeah, but I have a question about because I do like Back to the Grind a lot.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Great room, like feels like an actual comedy club. But sometimes, like I heard Ralphie May talking about how like that feedback you get isn't always reliable because it's such a supportive atmosphere. Like everybody's like, yeah, you got it. Like it's not like a comedy club where people are like, all right, make me laugh. Like. Well, so it's kind of like a different vibe, and I was wondering what you think about that.
About the reliable. Actually, I think the least reliable place to get feedback is other comics. Yeah. Because we're always told, oh yeah, if you can make a comic laugh, you can make an audience laugh. I don't agree with that. Comics laugh at the most messed up stuff. And, like yes, they're supportive, but that doesn't mean you're getting laughs per se. Right. Because that's the thing. Yes, they can be supportive. Yeah, you got it, all that kind of stuff. But are you making them laugh? If you're not, then you got to work on your craft.
I see what you're saying, Nick. Where it's just like you go to a mixed mic and people are laughing. They're not there to laugh. For the most part, when they go to a mixed mic, they're expecting music or some sort of poetry. And comedy is just like, let's be real. Yeah. Hopefully, but if you do make them laugh, then that's kind of a good sign. But it also depends on the venue, Alvarado. Because I think Back to the Grind, it's like your elevated, solid stage. It's kind of like, I can see that, but you got to go to Falconer and then fucking tell me that they're supportive.
Well, Royal Falconer is kind of I've done before. It was kind of like a dive bar feel, to be honest, because you literally have people at the bar watching.
These are the opinions of Nick Lanny. I love the Falconer. I love.
No. It's. I don't think it's not disrespect to them. It's just that's the room. I look at different rooms. There's brewery shows. There's coffee shops. There's dive bars, and they all different. Like breweries, I think are better to do than dive bars because breweries are people are kind of there, like maybe they're bored or whatever. Like a lot of breweries have trivia night. They have games and board games and bunko and that kind of stuff.
I've done dive bars are. I've done some shows where like I got booked on. I think we did a show together.
Oh, okay, the group therapy.
Yeah, group therapy, and they have a fucking pool table, right?
Right.
And this is the one thing.
You perform in front of it.
Yeah, you perform in front of it, and naturally, like sometimes you want to lean back. I've been doing the shows there, and the fucking host would be like, "Don't lean on the pool table." It's like, motherfucker, can we move this shit behind the pool table? It's just a natural. Natural thing. No
it's
disrespect.
a hard space to navigate in because it's a long corridor
and people are walking in behind you and
so it's really hard to do comedy anywhere there really in that room because otherwise you're right in front of the bar or whatever
or in the restroom or
the thing with dive bars, people just kind of if you want to talk about people that really don't want comedy, people at dive bars like they're there to talk to their friends and watch the game, and that's why, and no disrespect to them, that's just how it is. So like breweries, I find them a little more supportive. Coffee shops, it depends. But Back to the Grind, they're supportive of like artists and that kind of stuff, which is cool. But at the end of the day, if you don't make them laugh, then they can't. That doesn't mean you're automatically going to get free laughs per se. Right. And I've gone to the Back to the Grind. Like I at my work, I did a talent show where like you're in front of 300 people, right? And I've done Back to the Grind, and like what got laughs there and didn't, it was kind of, I mean, and I know it's kind of anecdotal, but I feel like that's a very good like test when I go down to the Back to the Grind because they're real people, I mean, audience, whatever, not comics. So
wait, so let me pick your brain on something else, all you guys. Do you guys ever think about like just grabbing like a PA system and just doing stand up like in a park or something?
I've seen comics do that. Zero Rimson, shout out to him.
Yeah.
He does one in. He was doing one in Pomona. I think he's doing one in Fullerton now. Yeah, he does that. Aaron Chase was, who used to. He was the one that kind of started the Riverside comedy scene. Yeah, he was doing that at one point too. In fact, one time, so there was a comedy club called Flappers Claremont, and they used to have a really cool mic ran by Michael Gonzalez, and the whole club closed down. So then the night it closed, we were all going to go out there, Aaron and a few other comics, we're all going to go out there, and then it closed down. So Aaron was like, well, he just got his car battery, and we just performed on the street in front of Worthington's. It was cool because we all kind of rotated. I think if you're out there for a while, I think that kind of defeats the purpose. I think if we like maybe 4 comics and they all kind of rotate, and the comics have to have in mind there's regular people walking by, don't say crazy stuff that could get people call the cops on people.
That reminds me of a James Jablonski story. I think James was doing the Zero one day outside of one day after the retro mic, and I had no idea I didn't know Zero, because Zero will roll up to the mic with his rolly thing, and he'll do his set. Immediately after his set, wrap his shit up, bounce. I'm like, oh fuck, he's a busy man, and I didn't know that he sets up right outside the Retro Taco and starts doing comedy out there. And so I would have done it if I would have known. But James had Wen and a couple, I think it's Sandy and all those guys. Shout out Sandy. And I think James was doing some material, and some dude wanted to fucking stab him or stuff. I wish I had James here to tell me the story, but yeah, they wanted to stab his ass.
I heard about that. Yeah, and Zero, he wanted to take back. He tried to take back the mic or whatever before stuff went sideways. Yeah, I heard about that.
All right, James, get out here.
I thought it was that tall guy Ryan Dominguez, or what's that guy's name?
Right.
He was like a tall white guy.
Was it Ryan Dominguez?
Yeah, I think it was him.
For the sake of the episode, it was James Jablonski.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't there either.
I think you're right.
I think James has talked about a story where he did kind of get into it with someone, and then
I believe it, because James
he's talked about that before. Nothing he hasn't said before.
James, he's not afraid to go up there and roll and
for sure.
And push. Like, he saw this. I remember one time at the W, he was there, and there's some old man, and he's like, literally like, singled him out. He was like, "Sir, what are you doing here? Like, what are you should be home asleep. Like, it's past your bedtime." I was like, "All right, James, fuck it." I had jokes set up for this guy, but by all means, man, run him out. That guy stuck around. That guy was a trooper. He's probably not with us, because James had a point.
Rest in peace. Old guy who went to the mic.
R.I.P. to that guy that got heckled.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to see what it is. The comedy. Let me check this out. Hey, old piece of shit. What the fuck? What are you doing out here?
Yeah, but yeah. Go ahead. You're gonna say something.
I was gonna say, like, I don't understand sometimes how comics do that, because I went to Third Wheel Studios or whatever, and shout
out to Third Wheel, the Riff Raff every Wednesday nights. Billy Myers the third. Shout out. Continue.
There was this girl in the crowd that had like a lisp, and this guy started talking to her, and he's like, you sound like you have all the diseases, and all, like, just started going in on her for like literally 5 minutes, and I just like, I don't understand how you can just do that and just like go in on it like that.
You can do that if they're being a fucking dick, but the whole point.
You don't want to go too far.
Yeah, my whole thing of doing comedy is just make people laugh. Try to honestly, not to get to the little corny like little thing, but my whole thing is these people came out. I don't want them to come out here and leave and be like, yeah, that was a fucking shit show. Like, I went up there and then they fucking pointed out my snaggle tooth and shit, you know?
yeah.
The one thing I'm fucking
right. I feel like anywhere I go, I mean, everyone has their own style. You know, some like do crowd work, they like to roast people, whatever. I like to focus, like my focus is on material writing, trying to make my writing whatever. Because
the writing speaks for itself, folks.
Right. Yeah, to prepare like for my set at the Comedy Store, I went to a mic at OC at Hennessy's on Monday. Yeah, it was cool, and like I got someone followed me like after it was just some random mic. A guy was sitting at the bar watching the game, whatever. You never know, and so I always just try to put my best, try to showcase my stuff as best as possible.
What was the best riff you ever done? Your set is very proper, very like. I love watching you perform every fucking time. And, the structure is very great. But like, was there ever a time where, there was a heckler or something was happening, and then you handled that shit like perfectly, chef's kiss, or has that never happened to you?
I remember there was this one. I was at Bison. They run this mic at Brooks Bar called the Riff Off, I remember this guy was like, said he was from Lake Elsinore or something like that. I can't. It was like, and then I was making jokes about video games, and I made a joke about, yeah, I forget the exact exchange, but yeah, the Rough House is a pretty good place for that.
Oh yeah, you have to be able to fucking do that.
Yeah.
So have you ever had a like fucking heck? Oh well, first off, how long have you been doing stand-up comedy, sir?
I've been doing stand-up for just about like 8 months at this point.
Oh, you're a baby. So have anything happen like that to you?
Actually, last night it wasn't even a heckler. It was just like there was a prompt and I just didn't really know where to go with it. And basically the crowd just started talking amongst themselves and I just like lost control. Because I was just like, it was almost like I was the guy that was trying to be friends with the friend group and I was trying to chime in, but like they were doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So that's tough. And eventually I ended up kind of pulling it together a little bit, but it's tough.
You, Leo?
Yeah, I've had some hecklers, and usually it's hard to think of something witty like on the spot, dude. Like, it's rare that you get a heckler. Usually the heckler wins, from what I've noticed.
From my experience, they always get the best of me.
Yeah.
That's why you got to go to places like the Riff, or just like Nick was saying, those the Falconer. It's a mixed mic. Right there, you have to get their fucking attention, because I've been to the Royal Falconer many a night, and I'm not talking about the open mic. I've been talking me during my crippling alcoholic days. First step is admitting you have a problem. Those types of places, like I'll be getting blacked out drunk. No one's going there to listen to people yap, but the thing is, you gotta make them listen to you yap. And those types of mixed mics, I think. Like, you go to you were saying the Back to the Grind, you say that's a supportive thing. Yeah, you got to go to those fucking rough spots. Like, as much as we were just kind of like bashing dive bar shows or wherever, those are the places that I think you season and sharpen your tools, man.
I think you got to go everywhere, actually.
Everywhere. Like the Comedy Store, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but all these...
I only do the live.
Like all these rooms though prepare. Like, I used to go on these forums when I first started. It was called roadcomics.com. It's no longer anymore around. But you'd hear these comics that were supposedly on the road, and they would talk about doing like basically a dive bar. The dive bars we do for mics. I got paid to do this show in Wisconsin or whatever. It was a bar. They didn't turn the TVs off. Whatever. Like, so I think these kind of rooms are good. The dive bars are good because you get confidence in your material. They kind of stick with it. And also, if you do get, let's say you do the road with, let's say someone has you tour them or whatever, and you just happen to, you try to book your own tour or whatever, you happen to get a show that's not that great. Now you have that experience of doing these bad rooms to kind of navigate it. You get experience. So I say go everywhere.
I really want to do a black room, for lack of a better word. That's what they call it. I like to call them my kings and queens, but I want to do one of those rooms, because like I grew up, I don't know about you guys, but me growing up, I have a brother that's like 7 years older than me, and he would watch Comic View, and I mentioned this on the other episode of the I'm plugging my podcast. Obviously, I'm plugging a podcast you guys are currently listening to. But on the on one of the last episodes, I was talking about my brother's 7 years older. On episode 4, Static Hour. Available where all stuff. So I was talking about how I the fuck was I talking about? Hold on. Okay, so Comic View. So I was saying how I was my first language was Spanish, because I'll talk to my mom a lot. She only spoke Spanish, but my dad spoke English. My brother was older. He was going to school, 7 years older, like I said. So he'll put on Comic View. I had no idea what these dudes were saying, but they would emote. They were animated, very animated. No, don't matter what they did, they were fucking hilarious. Like the King of Queens, the fucking Kings of Comedy, fucking Steve Harvey, those guys. I grew into it, and obviously, the stand-up comedy specials, the 30-minute Comedy Central presents, that whole batch. And through there, I just, I always wanted to do a fucking black room. Where the hell are the black rooms?
Bro, so I've never done a black room, but I couldn't agree more with you, because I grew up in straight white privilege, only white kids. I literally I've spoken to black people, but I've literally I've never had real interactions with black people. So I want to perform in front of them, because I'm so it's just totally different vibe, and like I feel like they'll heckle you harder if you're being dumb or not authentic or something. They'll be like, dude, this guy's full of shit, get him off.
Bro, you were getting heckled by the security system tonight. That would throw you off. Nah, and I know those rooms. I've heard like stories of, man, we heard many comedians talk about like black rooms or whatever, but if we think these dive bars are rough, man, I want to fucking experience that shit. Like, fucking just get taken down a peg, a couple more pegs than I get taken down on a nightly basis. But Nick, what kind of comedy? What got you, Nick Lanny? What got you? So you just did the Comedy Store. All roads lead up to the Comedy Store. At this point,
yeah,
you did it. Is you consider that like a highlight?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it's just
the greatest achievement of your life.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, I would say. Yeah, for comedy, it's one of the. It's, I think I think as comics, we all got to think of our goals. What do we want to be? Because I'll talk to some comics, and some just want to get paid to do it. They don't really want to be famous, or they just want to work at clubs.
Yeah.
Because when I first started, I want to be famous, like Bill Burr famous. Not that I'm that level at this point, but that was always the goal. And a lot of comics you find out are really not have that goal, but I always think of myself like, yeah, that's the goal I want to achieve to get to that level. So yeah, they perform I want to perform everywhere, be able to be drop in and out of a club, and they put you up.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
So what got you, and what was the comedy that you liked? What got you like, all right, let me do stand-up comedy? What was the thing that sparked it off?
It's kind of weird because I had a very skewed idea of what stand-up comedy was, because the most stand-up I saw was Jerry on the show Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Seinfeld would do the stand-up portion, and I didn't really find it that funny, to be honest. I was like younger and stuff. So it was very observational. Now that I do stand-up, I get it now. Like I was like, okay, I get where he's kind of going. Like I can appreciate the humor in Seinfeld.
Oh well, we got some people rolling in, but yeah, no.
So I didn't really understand it at first, and then what kind of changed my mind about stand-up, I saw an old clip. It was a documentary about Tim Allen, about how he was doing drugs and stuff, and it showed a clip of him telling a story, and it wasn't the Tool Man stuff that you saw later on and stuff, and I was like, oh, you can just get up there and tell stories. Like you can do, it's very freeform and stuff. So, so that was kind of changed my mind about stand-up, and then I wanted to be a Disney animator when I was like 9 or so, because I like to draw a lot, and I knew a guy that worked kind of in Hollywood, and he said, hey, you keep drawing, like maybe you could work for Disney as an animator. So that was a goal of mine, and then in 2004, they cut out all the animation out of, Disney, like cut off the hand-drawn stuff. It all became CGI. So I kind of dropped that, and then I was like, okay, maybe I could draw for comic books and that kind of stuff. But just the whole idea of like getting in the show business, I love that idea. So I did think about acting. I thought, why is it these actors like Robin Williams, they're always called him a funny guy? Like, what was their thing? Because I thought it'd be kind of cool to be like, no, as a funny guy, and then you kind of get in through movies that way as an actor. Right. And then I thought, oh, they all did stand-up. So I just started researching. I'm like, oh, I actually like stand-up, like, forget trying to be an actor. I just want to be a stand-up comedian. Yeah. That's how it kind of came about, so, for me.
I think one of the spawning things that really just always liking comedy was like the Simpsons, those Married with Children shows.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Real quick, we just had someone just roll up in her Bentley, and it's the one and only Carissa Gomez.
Shut up. Wait, why are you guys having me on this?
We're having other comics joining.
Am I literally, I didn't want to take any space away from Nick.
No, it's a formal interview, and then they're joining us.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. Well, I just dropped by. I didn't know I was going to be part of this. This is a drop in. Literally drop in. I flew by. I would have done this from like the corner of like University and the freeway, okay? Yeah, no, I just came back from one of my 5th jobs because, I'm Mexican. All right.
She's a trivia host.
That's how you got to do it. You got to do the cumbias to introduce that one.
Well, you do trivia, right, at Uriel Brewery?
Yeah, I do trivia. Yeah. Why you got to do this? Why?
You can catch her every Wednesday. What time can you catch?
Confidentiality, Nick. Confidentiality. Okay, catch me every Wednesday. Catch me every Wednesday at 7 o'clock at Euro Brewery in Riverside. I do trivia. How dare you, all right? I've grown past my nerd years, okay?
The braces are off.
The braces are off. The braces are off. I know. I'm free to roam the aisles of every Stater Brothers!
Shout out Stater Brothers.
Yeah, hell yeah. I just go through the supermarket like Pac-Man. Okay, what do you guys want to know?
Oh, sorry.
We're talking about stand-up.
Is this confession?
We're talking about kind of what...
Yeah, we were talking about like what got us into stand-up.
Oh.
Yeah, and kind of like rooms we like to do and stuff.
What kind of rooms I like to do? All right. Well, I started in front of my living room. This is for real. I remember asking my dad. My dad was always like, "Yeah, she was always funny," and I was like, "You mean annoying too?" And he was like, "Yeah, kind of." And I remember when I was a kid, like I used to. I don't know, maybe if this was like the first indicators of a mental illness or anything, because I know this, because I get into it. I talk about it on stage. I think maybe it was part of the head injuries I had as a child. You're like, it got quiet all of a sudden. Everybody's listening. But yes, I've had multiple head injuries. I used to act out things that were on TV. When I did watch TV, I used to act them out, especially in cartoons. And the thing that I used to try to do was do what they did in cartoons. I didn't realize that you could die. And my dad was always like, she's gonna fucking fuck herself up. But yeah, I used to try to do things that, you see an anvil or, somebody throwing something out of a window. I thought it was real. That's part of my mental illness, is I thought it was real. And I, to some extent, kind of still think maybe I could get away with it, but so I feel like I live that kind of like a cartoon lifestyle in my head.
That could be just the voices telling you to do that.
No, I don't know. Maybe it's not just voices, okay? Schizophrenia has delusions of grandeur. Except when you go into Hollywood, you say you have delusions of grandeur. People think those are goals, okay? There's a difference.
The goal is to make it. I mean, I don't know. People like to say things about Hollywood. It's like, oh, that fucking Hollywood. Like, motherfucker. Like, I grew up watching movies. It's all about Hollywood.
I love Hollywood.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love Hollywood.
It's all about Hollywood, man.
I was born there.
Were you really?
Yes, I was. I was born in Kaiser Permanente, Sunset. I give you the address later.
Shout out.
Great Kaiser, by the way. I've been there before.
Yeah.
It's a great. They'll give you the prescription you want, folks. I'll just tell you. That's why all those celebrities are fucked up out there, man. So we're talking about what got each other into comedy. Leo, what made you hop into the comedy scene?
Dude, earlier you brought up Comic View. I remember as a little kid watching Comic View all the time. And I remember, too, like, seeing Chris Rock's Never Scared and Bigger, Black, and Uncut. That was, like, to this day, I've heard it called the Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 of comedy specials. And I truly believe that, dude. And also, like, every stereotypical Latino. When I saw George Lopez, Why You Crying, that truly inspired. Like, I never heard of Latinos, like, do comedy. Like, everything was saying I really relate to. So those are probably, like, what really got me into comedy.
Oh, interesting. George Lopez. Hey, how about that guy, man? He is some hot water right now. The fucking tides have turned. His own people. His own motherfucking people. For talking about, what's that guy?
Ralph Barboza.
Who? Nah.
I love the Eminem when they
threw that back.
I forgot it was like some video. It's like, hey, so
I just think it's funny that you said he's in hot water, and I said that's a little bit different than what he did to cross the Rio Grande.
This motherfucker's in Menudo right now, man. He's
with Ricky Martin.
Shout it out.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. I thought you had something like scratching your nose. I was like, oh shit, we're trying to party. Just kidding. I don't do that.
I do a question for you. How long you been in the scene or whatever?
8 months.
Oh no, when did you start here?
Sorry, literally a month ago.
Oh, okay, a month ago. Okay. Yeah, that's about when I saw you.
I was living in North Carolina, but I'm originally from Boston.
Oh, okay.
Did you do comedy out there?
I never did it in Boston. I started right when I got to North Carolina.
Oh.
So you said you about 7 months then you did it?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
how's comedy out there in North Carolina? I imagine.
It's to be honest, it's kind of like similar to Riverside. It's like
whatever the fuck that means. Take what you want from that.
I mean, biggest difference in North Carolina from here is just the diversity is really different. So like here, there's a bunch of Latino people, but there it's just white people and black. Yeah, like there's not really any minorities. It's just white people and black people split 50-50.
Oh, dang.
So it's very different.
Well, of course, because they had to have slaves.
Exactly.
They're like one slave for every person.
Literally, yeah.
There's a North Carolina and there's a South Carolina. That says everything,
No, I'm not being racist. I'm just saying American history. That's the way
no,
it is.
yeah.
No.
Speaking of American history, you guys seen American History X? God, Let's talk movies.
Well,
all right.
Riverside did have a huge Nazi group out here.
Really?
Yes, we did.
This
Riverside.
is news to me.
Wait, it shouldn't be. Wait, what?
It also had huge meth.
Yes.
It also had a huge meth problem. I think those two are correlated.
Exactly.
How do you figure?
It's not a coincidence. Right? It's just facts. Dude, no. There's a huge. It's not necessarily underground, because they're very organized now. I think they've taken to not the streets. They've taken to the internet now. I don't know these places, but I hear weird things.
They're in that California building in downtown Riverside at the very top, behind the That's where they're looking down on us. Or something.
Leveled up.
There's also a correlation between Riverside and serial killers. That's another one. So
what serial killers came out of Riverside?
No, not what serial killers came out of Riverside. What serial killers came to Riverside.
Okay. Riverside's where it's at, man. Placita.
No, this is where
Zodiac killer.
This is where people come to die. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay?
and yeah, I die every time on stage. So that's
I die a little bit.
As an innocent young white person, I'm very happy to be here.
Shout out to Riverside. I'm cool with all people. Hey, if you hate me, that's cool, man. Just laugh at my jokes, bro. But
Shout out to your haters.
I know. Hey, quit being a hater in every sense of the word, my man.
Hey, man, your haters make you famous. That's what Abraham Lincoln said.
Did he? Is that why he got shot?
Let me give you a blowout real quick. Oh, is it too soon? Yeah, obviously from that silence, it probably is.
It just took me a second. I'm not quick with it like that.
Nah, man, we're out in the fucking parking lot talking about white supremacists like they ain't about to bust out from the fucking from the
like this.
Like we're not. It's a Tacoma. That's fucking made in Mexico, motherfucker. Boop, boop, boop.
I know, right?
You ever hear people call them taco trucks?
Yes, I've heard that.
What the fuck?
Well, because you can rearrange the letters in Tacoma to spell taco.
Oh.
Yeah.
Or take off some letters,
Taco mom.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I drive. Okay, see, this is how I know that it's like tons of Nazis. I had a client because I do driving for a living. That's one of my 5th jobs. I picked up this lady one time who was like complimented on my car because I don't drive a Bentley, motherfucker. I drive a Volkswagen. This lady gets in my car and then she's like telling me, oh, you have a nice Volkswagen. And she, for some reason, she thinks that's an invitation to talk about white supremacy because she says German engineering is the best. And I was like, why are we talking about eugenics, bitch, okay? You know what I mean? She gets into the whitewashing and how, like, white genes are supreme and this and this. And she gets into this racist rant.
She does have a point about German engineering
because
I was trying to buy the Ridge wallet. It's not sponsored by. It's sponsored by the Aviator wallet. It's made in Germany. I was trying to buy a knockoff Aviator wallet, like a cheap one. Oh, not Aviator. What's it called? A fucking Ridge wallet. That's fine. I was trying to buy a Ridge wallet. I was trying to find the cheaper alternative, and through looking, I ended up buying a more fucking expensive one. But check this out, guys. Check this out. German engineering at its finest. Look at this.
There's no camera shot, baby.
You see this? You can
hear it moving,
that.
I guess.
Look at that.
Are you getting sponsored by this? Or
I hope. Aviator. Give me some francs or whatever the fuck they do.
Okay. Well, she wasn't wrong. Yes, German engineering is good, okay? Yeah. But she was wrong about how Volkswagens are built in Germany, dude. They come from Mexico, all right? And Chattanooga, Tennessee, okay?
Hey, let's talk about Germans.
Why is it wet?
Oh, spilled water.
Oh.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens. Talk about the Germans, man. Yes, sir.
Talk about Germans to get wet.
The German auto industry fucked up because they didn't get on the hybrid and electric car thing. So they're like in the past, pretty much in the future, German auto engineering is going downhill.
What about Porsche though? Porsche's pretty fire.
I think they do have a hybrid too.
Nah, you know what? I agree with that. I agree. I agree with the German engineering kind of like lagging in that. Because I feel like they could have come up with a really good hybrid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Could have come. But they're just trying to go straight electric and it's pissing me off.
You know what it is? They're not about mixing engines or people at all. They're just about one or the other.
We're doing hybrid and we're doing just
Fuck
straight
that.
electric, okay?
It's one or the other. Superior. Choose your race.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a bit right
That is
there.
good.
There you
Yeah, fuck yeah. You
Well,
get it.
it's out in the ether. Let me tell you another bit I came up with that I probably won't do, but it's about German. Well, you guys know the reason. Okay, who loves Mexican polka music?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
You're talking about bang, 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 bang.
That was brought to you by the Germans.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers.
That's how it mixed, yeah.
So all those motherfuckers that hate the Mexican, those fuckers next door are blaring that shitty ass polka
You're like,
music.
Bro, that's German.
Bro, that blame the Germans amongst many other things.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, guys. Germans are cool people, man. I know many of them. And shout out to.
Fuck yeah, I want my husband to be white and German. White supremacy at its finest.
What? Yeah. So you said you're half Mexican. What else are you?
What are you? That's a Russian dude.
I'm half Mexican, half Spanish.
Oh, paisan.
Yeah, huh?
So that's like 50-50.
Yeah, but I'm hella whitewashed. Like I grew up in Boston, so
No,
I'm.
nah.
So how do they look at you? I know people say that Boston is like racist or whatever, but I hear it's kind of liberal college. I mean Harvard, but so how do they look at you? Because you look white, but also I mean.
I would think he looked like Jewish, bro.
Yeah, so I feel like I can blend in pretty much anywhere in a sense because I do kind of look Jewish, but I can look Spanish and I can also just kind of look
what?
white.
He's also
Who gives a
shaped.
fuck, dude? Who gives a fuck what ethnicity people are? I just look at a guy and I'll be like, you unemployed or you employed, bro? Doesn't matter, you know what I
Keep
mean?
it
You got money,
unemployed.
bitch, because I ain't paying for you, motherfucker. What?
Basically, he's a shapeshifter. He can blend in anywhere.
Doesn't
He looks like
matter.
he's in the Strokes and
If
shit.
you look like you can have a job, that's what matters.
It's not even having a job. It's just
Yeah.
can you keep
Can
the
you
appeal-
pay?
Right.
Can you pay, bitch? Yeah.
Okay, so
Fuck
what
yeah.
got you in? What started you in stand up?
Okay, so I don't know what it is that actually got me into it, but I really like my goal with it is like it would just be really good to be fucking dope at something. Like I feel like
Oh, yeah.
I've always been average at everything, and I feel like this is the first thing that I really actually care about. And also I feel like comedy's just really underappreciated as an art.
Oh yeah.
And so it would just be really cool to like master a craft and be like fucking sick at it. And I don't even think I would want to like sell out huge arenas. I think I would want like kind of like what Dave Chappelle says is like I would just want like 200 person rooms, like kind of more intimate and just like fucking like playing with it and like learning to kind of.
That's easy to say once you make fucking $50 million and
This
shit.
is true. This is
Yeah,
true.
he can do what he
This is
wants.
true.
He has control.
I just want to roll on in, man.
He has to have intimate rooms now because he's getting beat up on stage anyway.
Oh,
You gotta-
Dave
you gotta
Chappelle.
put everyone through a fucking metal detector, dude. That's not cheap, okay?
I mean, just let the legends be, man. Let them do their thing. Why you gotta go stab Dave Chappelle and shit? God forbid. I'm
He
cutting that
got
part.
stabbed. Did you see the guy that got fucking pulled? He got mangled, dude.
He almost.
yeah, I
He
heard
looked
about
like
that.
he looked like he went to a tractor. He looked
Yeah.
like he got
They're
caught on a
they're literally
tractor.
reliving that Rick James "fuck yo couch" on his
Oh
ass,
my
bro,
God.
on stage, man. That'll be a spot. Like I don't know. For me, like I don't know. My goal. I'm doing comedy. I'm doing stand-up comedy because I don't know what else to fucking do. I don't know. I don't know what my goal is. Like Nick Lanny and Nick, you're gonna be a star.
Oh, we were supposed to have goals now.
I appreciate that. Well, I said earlier, I think a comic should have goal what they want to do.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. We should
But-
have goals. I just don't like talking about it.
I like what
About that, yeah.
I like what you said about being good at something though, because one thing I thought when I first started stand up too, one thing I like about it is like this. I think some of the smartest people are stand up comics, but it's a low key kind of intelligence that where like the everyman can appreciate it. Whereas like if you talk to a physicist or a mathematician, it's very cool, but people get intimidated by that.
Right.
But I love about stand up, it's this intelligent art that everyone like appreciates.
It's digestible.
Yeah.
Speaking of digesting, what are you guys gonna eat when you get home? I know Leo just fucking he ordered a plate of food and that shit was gone in 10 seconds. What the hell did you order?
3 pork tacos.
Oh, dude, I'm getting hungry. Fuck.
What are you gonna eat, Alvarado, when you get home?
I just have like a big pot of ground turkey, so I guess I'm just gonna
Nice.
eat parts of that and add some stuff into it. I don't know.
When you get home, you're gonna start cooking. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
I might look for some places to eat around here.
In and out.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's that ramen spot?
Oh, there was Soccer Ramen shop.
Ramen.
Yeah, they were pretty dope.
I saw you there one time. What about you, Chris?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. If I don't have dinner with Nick, then I'm probably just gonna go home and eat like a salad with some quinoa. I made that earlier.
Oh,
Nice.
well, look out!
Yeah.
Look out! Quinoa.
I have a personal trainer. I'm on a diet, fuckers. All right, I'm supposed to be good. All right, I'm supposed to be good.
As we all should be, man. I'm fucking. Well, guys. Well, you know what? I think this is a good spot. This was a very fun episode. A lot of people rolling in. Nick Lanny, congratulations on your comedy store.
Yeah.
Hell
Shout out
yeah.
to Carissa, she was there to support. I appreciate it.
I was there. Every time I see Nick, I feel like we're in like 5 different points of the United States. We see each other in different cities and stuff. We travel into time.
Amazing, Leo. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, dude, thank you for letting me be part of the podcast.
I know he's a listener. He's an actual listener.
Probably got a shot.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for being out here, and hey, thanks for checking out the episode, man. Till next week, guys. All right, peace.